Eighth victory of the season is right-hander Sonny Gray. This man to my left is back from the dark side. That would be Jeff Brantley. Nice to have you with us.
Good to be back,
resplendent. Your nice Robert Graham shirt and your jeans. Ain't wearing that kind of stuff on TV, Bubba.
No, I'm not.
Cardinal Ball Club. We're told they're not hitting a whole lot, but they sure are pitching, coming out of Kansas City where they had back-to-back shutouts.
Interesting that they made the trip out west. They lost 5 ball games in a row, and then they come right back and they put 5 wins in a row. And that's where we sit right now, and a lot of that has to do with the phenomenal pitching. But you got 13 scoreless innings on the board with the man pitching in a Reds uniform tonight in his last 2 starts. So I would imagine he will give the Reds an offensive opportunity on this night.
I don't know whether you could say with roughly 42, 43 games to go that the Reds have their backs against the wall, but they are not very far from that.
No, I think that this is a very important series simply because of the mental side of things. The Cardinals have come in here time and time again, and they've won series here. I mean, they've won 5 of the last 7 series here in this ballpark. I mean, this is Great American Ballpark. This is where the Reds reside, and you've got to figure out some way to win these ball games against a power in your division, and the Cardinals are a power. They're in first place.
Well, it's kind of interesting, and I looked today to be sure what is amazingly consistent about this division. And when the year started, I felt like it was the best division in baseball. It is not that, but it has become the most competitive division in baseball. No team in this Central Division has a winning road record.
And I think that just goes to show you how competitive that it is. But the Reds in this spot, they have to win this series.
Yep. Well, we'll see how it goes. Reds have not fared well against the Cardinals. They have lost 7 out of the 11 games played, and they need to turn it around and turn it around right now. Dexter Fowler will lead it off. Our first pitch presented by Belterra Park, Cincinnati. One amazing place to play. The Reds shift to the right side of the infield for the left-handed batting leadoff batter. And here's Sonny Gray kicking and dealing, and is taken for a strike, and this game is underway. 85 degrees, our game time temperature right now with absolutely no threat of rain. A beautiful late evening / early evening / late afternoon as the count goes to no balls and 2 strikes on Fowler, who swings the bat at a .245 clip. 13 home runs, 40 runs batted in, and Sonny Gray turns it loose, and the pitch is down and in for a ball. The Reds have Josh Van Meter at first. Not very often does anybody else man that position, but Joey Votto, but with lower back tightness, had been in the original lineup, was a late scratch, and Van Meter gets a call. Freddie Galvis at second, Eugenio Suarez at third, and Jose Iglesias at shortstop with Irvin, Senzel, Aquino left to right in the outfield. Tucker Barnhart behind the plate, and a swing and a miss, and that takes care of Dexter Fowler. Jeff, I think you could say without fear of argument that Sonny Gray's pitching the best ball he's pitched all year right now.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. And you may look at the numbers and say it may be the best he's pitched in his entire career. Right. I mean, he is throwing the ball about as consistent as you could ask any starting pitcher.
Yeah, it's amazing. This is his 24th start. In the 23 previous starts, he's had 10 no decisions. Going to work now on Matt Carpenter, and he takes the first pitch for a strike. Roberto Ortiz, our plate umpire, with Mike Muslinski at first, Rob Drake at second, and over at third, the crew chief, and that is Tim Timmons. Carpenter, of course, bats him left-handed. The strike one pitch, high and away a ball. Only .219. Has spent time on the disabled list as Carpenter. 10 home runs and 32 runs batted in. So this has not been the best of seasons for the veteran Matt Carpenter. 1 ball and 1 strike the count, and the next pitch is taken low for ball 2. On deck is first baseman Paul Goldschmidt. Carpenter waving that bat low out over the plate, now waiting as the pitch comes plateward, and he pops him up off of third, chasing after it and watching it drift out of play is third baseman Suarez, evening up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I think it would be no stretch to say that Sonny Gray should have 10 wins if the Reds had provided some offense, and very well could have 12 or 13.
Yep. Yeah, top to bottom, he's probably been the one pitcher that they have scored the fewest runs on a start-by-start basis for. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Carpenter with the outfield playing him straight away. The pitch, and he takes strike 3, and they're 2 out. Looked like a breaking ball, and that baby looked like it split the heart of the plate. And Carpenter did not appear as if he liked the call by plate umpire Roberto Ortiz.
Well, he may have looked back and said, what the heck was that?
Well, he could have, yeah.
Because that thing dropped right in there.
So that makes Goldschmidt the 2-out batter, and boy, a couple of weeks ago, you simply could not get him out. And that was something that went on for quite some time. People in St. Louis continually waiting to see the Paul Goldschmidt that they saw year in and year out as a first baseman with the Arizona Diamondbacks. And while he has cooled off just a tad, still he's getting those numbers up there. The pitch to him is taken for a strike. .258 batter, but with 26 homers and 63 runs batted in. And he has been a tough out in the National League Central this season. Here's a pitch, and that's a ball away. .333 average against clubs in the Central, along with 15 of his 26 home runs. 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 out with the bases empty. And Sonny Gray rocks, kicks, and delivers, and that one is taken for a ball. The count evens at 2-2. 3 straight 7-10 games tonight, tomorrow night, Saturday night, and then the 1:10 afternoon game on Sunday. Then the Reds have San Diego coming in on Monday night. That ball is hammered to center field, but caught by Nick Senzel. The liner right to the Reds center fielder. And the Reds now coming to bat. Sonny Gray versus the Cardinal offense, and now the Reds come to bat against a right-hander who has had just a tad of a successful run against the Reds in his major league career. Michael Wacha, 12 wins and 1 loss lifetime, including 7-1 here at Great American Ballpark. And the first pitch, an off-speed pitch, it clips the outside black to leadoff batter Nick Senzel. Down a strike. Wacha back with the 0-1, and that one a swing and a chopper toward third. Carpenter gets, and Carpenter throws and got him. This has been anything, however, but a good year for Wacha, despite a 6-5 record, a .554 earned run average, the league batting .301 against him. And control can be a major problem. 42 walks in 89 1/3 innings of pitching.
So can that long ball.
Yep, he's given up 21 of them going into play tonight. So here now is Josh Van Meter batting in the spot formerly allocated for Joey Votto. And Van Meter takes a strike away. Next up will be Eugenio Suarez. 0-0, bottom of inning number 1. Wacha studies Yadier Molina and lets it fly. And Van Meter takes, and that's a strike.
As the season has gone along for Michael Wacha, he's been back and forth between being banished to the bullpen and trying to get some starts under his belt to try to get things going. He's gotten right-handers that have hit him all over the place.
Here's a smash, but the second baseman Wong playing him perfectly and throws him out.
But he has gotten left-handers out with some semblance of regularity, a lot better than he has right-handed.
Now, how do you figure that?
I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that Wacha is a fastball changeup pitcher, not fastball slider or fastball curveball. And he just doesn't have the same command of the changeup that he had 2 years ago when he was about as good as it got.
Yeah, he was pretty impressive. He's trying to duplicate the feat of Sonny Gray going to work on Suarez, and he takes ball 1. 33 homers, 75 runs batted in, had 1 in the 4-game series completed yesterday in Washington. And that's a strike, 1 ball and 1 strike with 2 out and the bases empty. They've got Goldschmidt, Wong, DeYoung, Carpenter first, second, short, third, Ozuna left, Rosarena in center, and Fowler in right. And Molina behind the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. A long look down to Yadier Molina, and now back to the plate. And it's just high, and it's 3-1. Two out, trying to get on base. Suarez with 2 out, a pitch away from a walk, and that one is swung on and fouled off a full count. Vance LaRosa's is proud to once again present strikeouts for slices from LaRosa's. Whenever Reds pitchers combine for 11 punch-outs in a game, everyone inside of Great American Ballpark wins a free small 1-topping LaRosa's pizza. Fly ball, base hit. That ball hit toward left center, and it took a Rosarena a lot of hustle to get over there and cut it off and hold Suarez to a 2-out single, and that means that Aristides Aquino will bat with 2 out and a teammate on base.
There have been 2 pitchers, one left-handed, one right-handed, that have opposed the Reds here in this ballpark, and they've been spectacular. One being Cole Hamels, and the Reds were able to resurrect some of those demons and get that out of their system when they put 5 on the board against him in the Cubs series earlier. And they need to do that to this man, Michael Wacha, because he has worn the Reds out.
He delivers to Aristides Aquino, and it's ball 1. He homered again yesterday.
I'd be willing to bet that Walker would not be starting today unless the Cardinals were playing the Reds.
You really think so?
He gave up 9 runs against the Dodgers in his last start.
That's very true. It was, it absolutely annihilated him. Ground ball hit to third. Carpenter with a long throw to first ends the inning. Reds get a hit. Second inning about to unfold. It'll be Marcelo Zuna for openers against Sonny Gray as we welcome in our good friend, and we hope yours from The Athletic. See Trent Rosecrans.
Mr. Brenneman?
How does this day find you?
Oh, if I were any better.
You'd be Twins.
I would be Twins.
First off, I want to congratulate you on the piece you did on Trevor Bauer. Outstanding.
Thank you.
1 ball and no strikes. He is a rather cerebral young man, if we didn't already know it.
He's interesting. And I don't know, it's one of those weird kind of behind-the-scenes things. I went to him about another story, and I went sometime
Foul ball.
a couple days before, and I said, hey, do you have a couple minutes? He said, well, what do you want to talk about? And I told him, he goes, that's going to be a longer conversation. Why don't we figure out a time for a long conversation? Which was, quite honestly, that was really amazing to me.
Yeah.
Because it was like, I want to give that...
it's just due.
Right, it's just due, and it's going to be longer. And he only had a little bit. So that was super cool. And, that was actually, the story I wrote was not what I went to him about. And that was kind of a tangent and just kind of went on.
Yeah.
So it was interesting.
Yeah, it was very good reading. 2-1 the count on Ozuna, who's always a home run threat, 22 on the season. He has also spent some time on the DL with fractured fingers, and he swings and misses. Now you're working on a piece and kind of a different slant as it relates to a baseball player. I think fans are well aware of the fact that Derek Dietrich is a romance going with Monica Puig, who is on the tennis circuit, played at the Western Southern, and you got a chance to talk to her about the two as a team or one to the other. Swing and a miss for a strikeout.
Yeah, I talked to both of them, and it was kind of interesting watching Derek at one of her matches this past weekend. And it was a guy who was, I don't know that he said anything during the entire match. You would see him just kind of nod and be there, but he wasn't vocal or anything. He just kind of sat there and appreciated. And talking about them both, talking to them both.
Very high pop-up over by the Reds dugout, and Van Meter's going to get to it, 2 out.
Talking to them both, there's something to be said about when you go home. I mean, we all kind of have it. My wife has a journalism degree, so a lot of times she can understand some certain things that I'm talking about. But she doesn't care about baseball that much, so it was still able to get away, but yet understand. And both Monica and Derek talked about that. It's just somebody who has an idea of what you're going through, but Monica was just like, I don't want to talk about tennis, you know. But she also understands, or probably more for him, he understands when she says, I have to go train. I that's what I do. And neither one of them holds it together. They both have these crazy schedules.
Yeah. She's a very sharp young lady.
Oh, she was great. And just, you know, you're talking about phenomenal athlete.
Yeah.
And I think there's something to be said for that. And they both just kind of talked about it. The funny thing was Monica was saying, because I said, he can't complain to you about travel. Because tennis is travel.
That's a very good point. Yeah.
And she was like, both he and she said, like, he wishes he could do it. And I said, yeah, because he hasn't done it. And then she just laughed. And I said, because you travel for real. You're never on a charter. And she's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's very true.
And time zones, you know.
Yeah.
There's, you know, you go different countries, continents all the time. And it was just kind of fun. And
it's amazing they can hold it all together. That is the relationship. Both of them traveling at essentially the same times of the year.
Indeed. And you know, she was based in Miami. She's now in Chicago. He was based in Miami, now Cincinnati. Yeah. So, you know, there are challenges, but I think we all go through challenges, especially in this crazy business we're in.
No question about that. 2-2 pitch, and it's a full count on Molina.
I will say this.
My wife's a saint.
For what they did on the first pitch when she hit the baseball with the tennis racket to the plate, I've never seen that before. I don't know that I'll ever see it again, but I'm really glad that I did.
Yep.
It was pretty cool. That's how they met, was throwing a first pitch. After she won the gold medal in the 2016 Olympics, she went out and threw a first pitch to at the Marlins game, and he did not catch it. It was Jeff Francoeur who caught it.
High fly ball headed to right. Aquino backs up a few steps and will put it away to end the inning.
And Jeff has a good story about it that you'll have to read in The Athletic.
Coming out when? We are in the bottom of the second inning, and Phillip Ervin stands in to hit off of Michael Wacha, who got ground ball, base hit, ground out in the first inning. He delivers, and the breaking ball drops in for a strike. A happy and a special birthday greeting goes out tonight to a young lady in Mount Carmel celebrating her 94th birthday on this September the 15th, and a longtime Reds fan, Mary Raring. Mary, I'm sure you're listening to our broadcast. We appreciate the fact that you do it more often than not. We hope that this day has been a very, very special one for you. 94 years old, Mary Raring in Mount Carmel.
A big birthday.
That is a big one. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Ervin, hitting .349. Galvis and Iglesias will also swing the bats. Wacha working quickly and has a 2-2 count now as he misses away. Ervin, a right-hand batter, and that's just a bit low, and the count is full.
I would say it has been some time, maybe not at all this year, that we've had an all right-handed hitting outfield against a right-handed starting pitcher.
That is a very, very astute observation and no doubt true. Ball 4. He walks him at a good at-bat to start the bottom of the second off for Phillip Ervin. Time to take a look at our Cincinnati Bell trivia question of the game. Text the word vote along with your answer of A, B, or C to 66128 for your chance to win a pair of tickets to the Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, a $25 Skyline Chili gift card, $25 Dunkin' Donuts gift card, and a free haircut from Great Clips, brought to you by Cincinnati Bell, connecting what matters. What Major League team, Jeff Brantley?
Yes, sir.
Was the first to have a woman be its majority owner? You with me so far?
I am so far.
A, Cincinnati, B, New York Mets, C, St. Louis Cardinals. And they picked him off of first. Oh, my gosh. You talk about getting hung out to dry. I mean, that was not even close. And now David Bell throwing his hand up. His first reaction was towards second, and then realized he had not a chance. Tried to get back to first. Goldschmidt got the throw over and applied the tag. And an embarrassing moment for one Phillip Ervin. So one gone. Here's Freddie Galvis and a swing and a foul ball back.
Which one is Cincinnati?
That would be A.
That's what I'm going with.
Not B, not C.
No and no.
Check in with you again in the 8th inning. The very lovely Marge shot, God rest her soul. And he went around on that pitch to Galvis. What a debut he had, a starting debut. The night before, Saturday, had a base hit late as a pinch hitter. But then yesterday in the lineup for the first time ever in a Reds uniform, went 4 for 5, 3 singles and a home run. And he is called out on strikes and not happy a little bit with Roberto Perez or Ortiz. And now conversation ensued between the two of them. First punch out for Michael Wacha, and he'll deal now with Jose Iglesias. Two down in the inning. Red shortstop settling in, riding a 9-game hitting streak. And he's got a 10-game hitting streak now as he hits a low-line drive back through the middle for a 2-out single.
By far the most surprising addition to this Reds ball club this year. That would be Jose Iglesias.
I agree with that. I mean, he's starting now to bear down on 300. They came in at 290.
And he's been a threat at the plate all year. And I just didn't think that was a strength of his. I mean, we've seen him pick it at shortstop now.
Here's the throw over. So Tucker Barnhart, who clubbed another home run yesterday in that big loss in Washington, takes the first pitch for a strike. Batting .223, 9 homers and 30 runs batted in for the Red switch hitting catcher. Short lead over at first base by Iglesias. And Barnhart swings and bounces back to Wacha, who underhands to Goldschmidt, and we go to the third.
Scoreless baseball, Reds and Cardinals here in Game 1 of this 4-game series. Sonny Gray, a 5-game winning streak here at Great American Ballpark, only bested by his opponent here tonight. Michael Wacha in a Cardinals uniform, a 7-game winning streak here at Great American Ballpark as well. And right now, both pitchers doing their thing. Scoreless innings, 1 and 2 for both Gray and Wacha. Gray was in the on-deck circle as Barnhart grounded back to the pitcher to end the Reds' second. So a little bit of a late start getting back out to the mound for Sonny Gray. Gray will have 7, 8, and 9. He has retired the first 6 Cardinal batters in order, 3 via the strikeout. And he'll go to work against Colton Wong, Randy Arozarena, and the pitcher Michael Wacha. Last time Wong was at Great American Ballpark, he was seeing the ball quite well. And hitting in the number 7 spot here tonight, 6 for his last 17. And Gray will go to work. Wong, a .271 batter, hits from the left side. Reds play the infield to the right field side of second base. Both Iglesias, Galvis, and Josh Van Meter. And that pitch was right down the heart of the plate and was called ball 1 by home plate umpire Roberto Ortiz. And Sonny Gray took about 4 or 5 steps towards home plate after receiving the ball from Tucker Barnhart. Here's the 1-0. And that will be tapped foul to the right side. Another fastball, this time right on the inside corner. 1 ball and a strike. Wong, one of those batters you want to make him hit his way aboard because he can create quite the disturbance if he is on first base. He is one batter here in this Cardinal lineup that can have that stealing base presence when he gets to first base. He's got 15 on the year. Gray ahead in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Back to the plate. Breaking ball pulled foul down the first baseline. Every pitch that has been delivered from Gray here in this at bat, Wong has been out in front. And Wong, no slap hitter. He has got 8 home runs on the year. He can drive the ball out of the ballpark. And Gray back to the plate. Back to a breaking ball. This is up and away, and that'll even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gray back to the top of the hat as he looks into Barnhart for the sign. Glove right at his left breast, and he throws that one, and it's fouled straight back. A fastball up and away from Colton Wong. 2 balls and 2 strikes remains the count, and quite the at-bat put on by Wong here. Gray carved up the first 6. And now Wong trying to reach and be the first Cardinal batter aboard here tonight. Gray back to the plate. Popped up and fouled to the left side and out of play. Gray early in this at bat. Fastballs, breaking balls inside. Now starting to explore the top of the strike zone and the outside corner with a breaking ball. Barnhart runs through the signs, sets on the inside corner of the pitch, and it's a slider down and in. Check swing by Wong. He did not go, and now the count is full. Tim Timmons, the third base coach, or third base umpire, I should say, giving the safe sign on the check swing by Wong. Gray back with a 3-2. And he has walked Colton Wong to begin this 3rd inning. And as I mentioned, if there's any batter that you don't want to walk in this lineup, it is Wong because of his speed on the base path. So now a bit of an unknown. Randy Arozarena will step to the plate. And I'm not sure that he's really known by this Cardinals franchise, other than the fact that he was flat out killing it at Memphis. Playing center field tonight. Dexter Fowler has moved to right field, and a breaking ball misses off the plate away. 1-0. We saw Rosarena taking batting practice, and he was launching them all over the place. Dead center field up into the second deck and left down the right field line, but he is hitting in the 8th spot. 2 for 4 so far in a Cardinal uniform. His first taste of big league action. There goes the runner, the swing, the throw to second, not in time. Colton Wong, stolen base number 16 on the year.
Stolen base number 16 for Wong, number 16.
So Wong battles himself onto the base paths via the walk. He steals second base, as I thought he would. And now Rosarena with a chance to drive home a Cardinal run. The pitch, breaking ball in the dirt. And the Cardinal center fielder will take that for a 2-ball, 1-strike count. They say this kid has quite the bit of raw talent. Great speed in the outfield, a very good arm. And he's got 2 hits and 4 plate appearances, so I would imagine that he can make some contact as well. The 2-1 from Gray, swing and a miss, good fastball up and in. And Arozarena had the top of his body leaning out over the plate, and that one just flat tied him up. Two-ball, 2-strike count. Gray will check Wong once at second, And now he will bring the front leg around and send Wong back to the bag standing up. Galvis playing close to the bag at second. And both he and Iglesias in a bit of a conversation trying to hold Wong there. Now the pitch. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Strike 3, 1 down. High slider up and in, very similar to the position of the previous fastball. And a Rosarena right underneath it, I should say, for strike 3. And here's the pitcher, Michael Walker. Walker can handle the bat, whether it be putting down a bunt or whether it be swinging the bat. A 192 batter coming into today's action. And Gray to the plate. Fastball upstairs, and it's called a ball, 1-0. Walker showing no sign of bunt on that pitch. And back to the plate, Sonny Gray fouled straight back, a fastball down and away. So Walker not up there to bunt. He's up there to try to drive Colton Wong home from second base. Reds very shallow in the outfield. Irvin, Senzel, and Aquino. Senzel playing well over to the right center field side of the outfield. Breaking ball, strike 2. That's on the outside corner, and Gray ahead, a ball and 2 strikes. Last start for Gray against the Cubs, he did walk 4 batters in that ball game and did allow several Cubs to reach leadoff batters, but he was nails as far as tightening things down when he had to, and this is one of those moments right here. Long pause by Gray, and now time is called by Walker as he steps back out of the batter's box. That may have been what Gray was anticipating the entire time as he paused on the mound. One ball, 2 strike count, and now with the pitcher at the plate, Iglesias is the fielder trying to keep Wong close at second, and a breaking ball is going to miss off the outside corner. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here to the pitcher, Michael Walker. Big, tall, right-handed batter is Walker. And now Gray steps back off the rubber, and he'll ask Barnhart to run back through the signs again. Gray at the belt. He checks Wong once. The kick, the pitch. Check swing, strike 3. Walker takes off for first. Barnhart will check Wong at second and then throw on to Van Meter to complete the out. 2 down. That'll bring to the plate the leadoff batter, Dexter Fowler. Fowler saw quite the assortment of breaking balls from Sonny Gray in his first at-bat. That strikeout of Walker now gives Sonny Gray 5 strikeouts. With 1 out to go here in the third. A quick fake pick back towards second base. Gray spinning. And Iglesias breaking quickly to the bag, but Wong back easily. Not a big lead for Wong, but he does get quite the secondary lead as he bounces off the bag once Gray comes to the plate. The pitch. And that's going to miss just a bit low. A breaking ball. 1 ball, no strike count. Here to Fowler. Sonny back to the set. And the pitch. And another breaking ball, and that misses down and in. And it's a 2-0 count here to Fowler, the switch hitter from the left side here against Gray, with Matt Carpenter waiting on deck, also a left-handed batter. Now Fowler back in the crouch as he waits on the right-hander Gray. He looked, swung back to the bag, the pitch, and that misses a bit high. 3-0 count here to Dexter Fowler. There were some years, you could really go back to last year, where you did not want to walk a batter in front of Matt Carpenter. I'm not sure that you could say that with relative certainty here in this year, as Fowler swings on a 3-0 pitch right on his hands and fouls it straight back. Three ball, one strike count. Freddie Galvis, New Reds second baseman, playing quite deep in shallow right field, looking for Fowler to pull the ball. And the pitch from Gray. And a strike right in the heart of the plate. Curveball started up and away and just snapped right to the middle of the strike zone. And now a full count here to Fowler. So from 3-0 to 3-2. And now Gray's got one more pitch he's got to make here. Long again, off the bag at second. Gray looks right at him. Now the pitch. And he walks him. A backdoor breaking ball just off the outside edge. And even Tucker Barnhart looked like he thought that pitch might have caught the outside corner. It looked like it stayed out. And now Barnhart heading out to the mound, a conversation with his right-hander, Sonny Gray. So 2 walks in the inning for Gray, a nobody out walk of Colton Wong. He's at second, and now the 2-out walk of Fowler. And here's Matt Carpenter. Carpenter settles in. Gray's gotten himself in a bit of a bind here, but he does have 2 outs in the third inning, and he pours in a fastball over the inside corner, strike 1 to Matt Carpenter. Carpenter playing third base. It has not been the typical offensive year for this Cardinal left-handed hitter. He has always been right around that 300 mark swinging the bat, and he comes in hitting .219 here tonight, and that hits him. A breaking ball that got away from Gray, and now things have gotten quite a bit worse because the man coming to the plate is Paul Goldschmidt. So if indeed Matt Carpenter was the batter that Sonny Gray was after with the 2 outs here, rather than continuing to pitch to Dexter Fowler, it has gone a bit sideways, as Carpenter now at first base after being hit. Looked like it caught him on the back foot right around the toe, and Carpenter still seems to be in a bit of pain over at first base, but Derek Johnson, the pitching coach for the Reds, has come to the mound. Both Johnson, right-hander Sonny Gray, Tucker Barnhart having quite the conversation on the mound, and now home plate umpire Roberto Ortiz heads out, if nothing else, to try to break it all up. And Ortiz and Gray have a little bit of a conversation before Ortiz leaves the mound. And now Paul Goldschmidt, the ever dangerous. "26 homers, 63 RBIs. He is the man in the middle of this Cardinal lineup. And Gray has got some work to do here. Breaking ball downstairs, 1-0. A lot of breaking balls in the first at-bat to Goldschmidt as he lined out to Senzel in center field, and that was a ball that Goldschmidt squared up. 1 ball, no strike count. Gray will pitch out of the windup, check swung before he starts, and a strike over the outside part of the plate. Started away, came middle away, and Goldschmidt taking all the way. So the first big at bat of this ball game for either side, and a swing and a miss. High fastball up and in. And Goldschmidt pulls the trigger and comes up empty. 1 ball, 2 strike count. A high riding two-seamer, well under it was Goldschmidt on the swing, and now a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Gray looking for that 6th strikeout here. Check swing off the plate away. Don't often see Goldschmidt chase breaking balls off the outside corner, but he will chase the fastball up. He has already done so here in this at bat. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Gray turns it loose. And strike 3 called, a fastball right on the
.org.
Sonny Gray set to lead things off for the Reds. He just worked out of a bases-loaded jam with a big strikeout of Cardinal first baseman Paul Goldschmidt. And now Walker to the plate. And a breaking ball strike, first pitch to Gray, right over the heart of the strike zone. Walker turns and fires, swing and a miss. Changeup down and away, and Gray a bit out in front. Short step back by Walker. Now the pitch, and he misses up and away with a fastball. We have seen Walker with that high riding heater. He's also got the ability to get the fastball down in the zone. It is a straight fastball, and it is strike 3 here to Sonny Gray. 1 down. So the second strikeout on the night for right-hander Michael Wacha. And through the first 9 batters, he has not allowed a run yet as he faces Nick Senzel for the second time here tonight. The kick, the pitch, swing and a miss. There's that high fastball just above the strike zone, and Senzel a bit underneath it. No ball, 1 strike count. Walker, the turn, the pitch, and fouled to the right side, out of play. He came in with a fastball there, and that looked like it got in on the hands a bit of Senzel. And it puts Walker well ahead in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Back to the plate, and that one almost hit Nick Senzel. Hard running fastball. Looked like it was right at the belt, and Senzel did a bit of a jackknife move to get out of the way. They're coming in again, and it's fouled to the right side, high and deep this time, but well into the seats. Just a long strike here for Senzel. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Walker back to the plate. And a tapper foul, a changeup, this time well off the fastball at 88 miles an hour. A little bit of tail to it, down and in, and Senzel lunges for it and just does get a piece of it. Another 1-2 pitch, and a swing and a miss, and another changeup. 2 down. Back-to-back strikeouts for Walker to begin the third. And here's Josh Van Meter. Well, we told you the story on Michael Walker. His 2019 year has not been a good one, but pitching in this ballpark has always been kind to Michael Walker as he throws strike one, a changeup over the inside corner here to the left-handed hitting Josh Van Meter. And just off the outside corner, another changeup. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Back to the plate. Slow breaking ball, and that's going to hang high. And Van Meter didn't really even move the hands there. He started with his stride forward, but he stayed back the entire time as the pitch came to the plate. 2 ball, 1 strike count. And Walker turns it loose. Swing and a miss. Change up downstairs, and Walker right, or Van Meter right over the Walker pitch. Back to the plate, and a looping liner towards left, and that's going to drop for a base hit. Another changeup by Walker, and this time Van Meter just flips it into left field. No chance for left fielder Marcell Ozuna to get to that ball. He caught it right off the end of the bat, did Van Meter, and drops it right in front of the Cardinal left fielder. 2-out single, and that'll bring a Eugenio Suarez to the plate. Suarez with 33 home runs on the year. And a quick pick to first by Walker sends Van Meter diving back into the bag. That move has already worked in the ball game for Michael Walker as he picked off Phillip Ervin after walking Ervin to begin the second. 2 down here in the third. The pitch to Suarez. Check swing, strike, fastball up and in. Suarez with a line drive single into center field in his first at bat. And now trying to keep this third inning alive. Foul to the right side, out of play. Another hard running fastball in on the hands of Suarez. For the most part here tonight, at least so far in this ball game, Michael Walker has stayed ahead in the count. And that is a key to success for any pitcher on the mound, especially for Walker. No ball, 2 strike count here to Suarez. Long look in by Walker. Now back to the plate, and he misses just, well, I don't know how he missed that, but it looked like it went right over the inside corner, but it's called a ball. There have been several pitches from both Walker and Sonny Gray here tonight that appear to be strikes and look like they have caught plenty of plate. And that was a changeup. It tailed in. Suarez stopped his swing. But it's a ball. 1 ball, 2 strike count. And Molina sets off the outside corner. Pitch. And just off the outside edge. Looked like a cut fastball from Walker down and away. And it just edged off the outside corner. Two-two to Suarez. Van Meter short lead at first. This ball lifted high in the air into short right field. Coming on is Fowler. He'll make the catch. Cleanup spot for the Cardinals. He is set to lead things off. It'll be Ozuna, Paul DeJong, and Yadier Molina, 4, 5, and 6 here in the Cardinal order. Ozuna, a strikeout victim to lead off the second inning, and now Gray goes to work to lead off the fourth against Ozuna. First pitch breaking ball misses high, and it's 1-0. Gray, very short step back, slow with the windup, and he misses down and away with a fastball. Two ball, no strike count. Marcell Ozuna, the pitch. And that misses outside, 3-0. So Gray walked the leadoff batter to begin the third inning, and then had to work out of a bases-loaded jam with Paul Goldschmidt at the plate, which he successfully was able to accomplish. But you don't want to push that limit too much, and he has walked Ozuna on 4 consecutive. So the third walk of the ball game for Sonny Gray. And he will pitch out of the stretch again, and that brings Paul DeJong to the plate. Believe it or not, Paul DeJong, he may not be a household name for most folks around baseball, but he is the first shortstop in Cardinals history to ever have 2 seasons where he hit 20 home runs or more. You think about that franchise being there for as long and as successful as it has been, and Paul DeJong is the only shortstop with 2 years of 20 home runs or more. And he's got 20 here in 2019 as he bats with Ozuna at first. The pitch. And that's going to miss low, a fastball. And right now, Gray having a bit of trouble with his location, and that's not normally something that you see with Sonny Gray. 1 ball, no strike count. Ozuna, very short lead. Van Meter holds him there. And a quick pick to first base. That will send Ozuna scrambling back to the bag. If you came in late in the ball game, Van Meter playing first. He was not in the original starting lineup. He took over for Votto. Votto had some lower back tightness and was scratched from the lineup before the game ever began. And Van Meter has taken his spot at first base here tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike count to Paul DeJong. Gray at the belt, long hold, and the pitch. Pulled foul. That one looked like it was right at the hitter, Paul DeJong. May have been a breaking ball from Gray, starting it right at the front hip of the right-handed hitter in DeJong. And DeJong pulled the trigger, hit it right off the end of the bat, pulled it over towards the Cardinal dugout on the third base side. 1-2 pitch from Gray. And he turns it loose, and it's popped up and foul back behind home plate. And we'll do it again. Marcell Ozuna doing a lot of bouncing around over there at first base. He does have 11 stolen bases on the year. He's only been caught 1 time. but not normally a guy that you see just take off from first base. Gray back to the plate. Breaking ball slides up and away off the outside corner. 2-ball, 2-strike count, and now you've got to start to wonder about Sonny's pitch count. He will throw pitch number 68 with his next delivery. He's thrown 31 out of the zone. The pitch, and that's jerked foul way up into the third deck. And that was a fastball that was way in off the plate, and DeYoung was spinning. Count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gray again with a long pause and back to the plate. And strike 3 called right over the outside corner. 1 down. 7th strikeout of the night for Sonny Gray. And that'll bring Yadier Molina to the plate. It has been some time since the Reds saw Molina behind the plate in a Cardinal uniform. He has missed some significant time. And a fastball tails off the inside corner, 1-0. Molina started and stopped and just did get that back leg out of the way. Molina slow to get back in the box. And a quick pick to first base, and that will send Ozuna back to the bag. Back to the set, Gray. The pitch fouled off the mitt of Tucker Barnhart, and that looked like not only did it catch the top of the mitt, but it caught home plate umpire Roberto Ortiz right in the midsection somewhere. Right in the top shoulder, actually. And now the first base umpire, Mike Machlinski, is coming in to check on his fellow umpire. And now not only is Machlinski coming in, but all 3 of the field umpires coming from their positions. Probably more so at this point in time just to give Roberto Ortiz a little bit of a breather. Pitch fouled off of the bat of Molina, and it caught Ortiz flush. I thought for a moment that it may have tipped off the glove of Barnhart. It does not appear that it did. It just caught the home plate umpire flush. And you got all that padding on, and it still puts a zing into that shoulder. So it appears Ortiz is going to be all right, ready to go. Gray does a little walking back behind the mound, and now he'll come back and go back to work here against Yadier Molina. One ball and a strike. And a quick pick to first sends Ozuna lunging back to the bag. Ozuna does not have a real big lead at second or at first base. He's made a couple of notions after the pitch as though he was going to run, but has yet to do so. Gray trying to keep him close. There goes the runner. A swing and a miss. Throw to second. Not in time. The ball one hops to second baseman Galvis and kicked off the edge of his glove, and that'll be stolen base number 12 on the year for Marcell Ozuna. It was a breaking ball, sweeping down and away. And you have to wonder if that pitch actually fooled Molina or if Molina made the swing knowing that he was trying to protect the base runner on the steal of second base. Either way, it's a move in the right direction for the Cardinals. They now have Marcell Ozuna at second and a 1-ball, 2-strike count on the batter Molina. Gray with a long check of second. The pitch, check swing. Did he go? He did not, says first base umpire Mike Machlinski. Hard cutter up and away. Gray started up with his motion of his front leg. He paused for a moment, staring right back at second base as if he was going to spin around towards second, and then he fired to the plate. And that seemed to catch Molina a bit off guard. But it is ruled a no swing, and now it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. The pitch, jam shot, foul back behind home plate, and that was some kind of emergency swing by Yadier Molina. Molina just took his bat from his hitting position and dropped it straight down with no more intention of hitting the ball than anything else, just to try to foul it all. And he's successful in doing so. We'll have another 2-ball, 2-strike pitch here from Sonny Gray. Here it is. And he bounces it up there, a breaking ball, down and away. Molina has moved the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Scoreless ball game here in the top of the 4th inning. But the Reds right-hander Sonny Gray has already gotten to the 75 pitch mark with 1 out here in the 4th. And more times than not, that indicates going to the bullpen early. The check of the runner, the pitch. Strike 3 called. Fastball right down Broadway. 2 down. That pitch just absolutely locked up Yadier Molina. Started off the outside corner, came right back to the heart of the plate. And now Gray will go to work against Colton Wong. Ozuna still takes the lead at second base. Gray to the plate. Up and away with a fastball, 1-0. Gray with a long look into Tucker Barnhart as Barnhart runs through the signs. The 1-0 pitch, and that misses just off the inside corner. 2-0. Ozuna bounces around out at second base. Iglesias playing right behind him. And now Gray will step off the mound, and he will ask Barnhart to go back through the signs. Did not appear that pitcher-catcher were on the same page there. It's a 2-0 count. Wong ready's at the plate. The pitch from Gray. Popped up and foul back behind home plate. Not a play. 2-ball, 1-strike count. Wong saw quite a few pitches in his first at bat as he drew a walk. Two down here in the fourth. Gray trying to work around another leadoff walk as he did in the third. Long look at Ozuna at second. Ground ball to first. Van Meter has it. He'll underhand to Gray covering. And that's 4 scoreless in the book for Sam. Michael Walker back to the mound. He's got 3 scoreless innings in the book on his side. 1 inning bested by Sonny Gray. Gray has 4 in the books now. Neither team has been able to play to run thus far. Aristides Aquino, Phillip Ervin, Freddie Galvis. Those are the batters due up. First pitch way under the hands of Aquino as he jumps out of the way. 1 ball, no strike count here from the right-hander, Michael Wacha, working quickly. Pitch to the plate. Just off the outside corner and low. So back-to-back fastballs from Wacha to begin the count. 1 way in, 1 down and away. The 2-0 pitch. Hit down the third base line and foul. A changeup from Wacha. And he had the youngster Aquino a bit out in front. Aquino with his normal wide open stance. Pops that one foul to the right side, out of play. A fastball right in on the hands of Aquino. Two balls and 2 strikes. Wacha back to the plate. Upstairs with a fastball well above the strike zone. And now a 3-2 count here to Aristides Aquino. Phillip Ervin waiting on deck. Back to the plate, Wacha. Popped up right side. And it's going to be close as Goldschmidt heads that way, and he lunges into the netting and makes the catch for the out. 1 down for Phillip Ervin. Going right into the stands was Goldschmidt. He found the railing first, and glove up, ball and glove. Aquino back to the dugout. So here's Ervin. Ground ball left side, backhanded by Carpenter, throws on the run, got him. A very nice play by the third baseman, the veteran Matt Carpenter. A backhand, the ball took his momentum well across the third baseline into foul territory. And Carpenter just spins a 1-hop throw to Goldschmidt, and that will cut down Ervin for out number 2. Here's Freddie Galvis. Galvis called out on strikes, a fastball right on the inside corner in his first at bat. And he takes a breaking ball low. 1 ball and no strikes here to Galvis. Tapper foul down the first baseline. Out in front of a changeup is Galvis. That'll even the count at a ball and a strike. Galvis, a switch hitter. Shortstop by trade, playing second base in a Reds uniform. And the 1-1 from Wacha. And that is just off the outside corner and not by much. 2-1 count. If you're getting a strike tonight, you've got to catch plenty of plate. This one lifted into shallow right field. Fowler coming on. He'll make the catch. And that's the first 3-up, 3-down inning of the night for Michael Wacha. But
on we go, top of the 5th. Still nothing but zeros on the board as Sonny Gray goes to work on 8, 9, and 1 in the Cardinal lineup. Rosarena will lead things off. He was a strikeout victim in the second inning, and the first pitch to him is a swing and a miss. He has had some command problems tonight, hence the high pitch count that right now sits at 81 on the night as he begins the fifth inning. He has not allowed the Cardinals a base hit, but he has walked 3, he has struck out 8, hence the pitch count is up there. He comes with the 0-1 offering, and Rosarena taps it foul off third. The count's 0-2. The Reds on Radio and Cincinnati USA Regional Tourism Network welcome Reds on Radio affiliate WYTS AM 1230 and FM 105.3 from Columbus, Ohio tonight. For endless things to do all year long, stay close to CincinnatiUSA.com. 0-2 on the young man from Cuba. And Gray wheeling and dealing, and that one is a breaking ball that misses the outside edge. Tonight's scoreboard stumper brought to you by First Financial Bank. We go beyond banking by putting you first. First Financial Bank, member FDIC. We'd be looking good on this question. 1-2 pitch. Ball. 6 players have hit 25 or more home runs and won the Gold Glove Award in the same season while playing for the Redlegs. You got me?
I got you.
Who might that be? 2 balls and 2 strikes on Randy Rosarena.
25 or more?
25 or more and won the Gold Glove in the same year. 6 players for the Redlegs. High pop-up on the infield. Galvis going back along with Iglesias, and Iglesias says, I've got it, and he does. 1 out.
I think my first guess is going to be Eric Davis.
That would be a great big old bingo. Did it in 87, did it in 88, and did it in 89. That's a good start right there. You got 5 more to go, Bubba. Here's Michael Waka. He struck out in the third. That pitch off the plate, a ball.
How about Votto?
That would be 2. Joey Votto did it in 2011.
They start giving out that Gold Glove. That's what I'm trying to think of, the year they started that.
1 ball and 1 strike. Well, I can tell you what, this goes back to 1958.
Oh, it does?
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
Gold Gloves didn't just start a few years ago. And strike 2 call.
Johnny Bench.
That would be a bingo. 69, 70, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was 7 in a row. And then did it again in 1977.
25 homers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say Barry Larkin.
Strike 3 call. You haven't missed one yet, Bubba. Larkin in 1996. 9 punch-outs for Gray. And you are 1 away from baseball trivia immortality. No, actually, you're 2 away.
I ain't going that good, bro. Let's see here. Gold Glove and 25 jacks.
When you feel like you need some help, you let me know. You only got 2 remaining. You got Bench, you got Davis, you got Larkin, you got Votto.
Oh, man.
Dexter Fowler. Foul back.
I need help.
One's a outfielder, and another one is a, let's see, give it to you, second baseman.
Joe Morgan.
73 and 76. And now the outfielder. 1 more clue, and that's all you get. Many would say he's the greatest Reds player in the history of the franchise. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Pete Rose. Well, that was my answer to the greatest player in
No,
history.
Pete Rose is the greatest hitter. This guy could do everything. They talk about 5 and 6 tool players.
Frank Robinson.
Bingo. 1958.
So when did they start giving out the Gold Glove? I guess it had to be back then, huh?
Way back.
I did not realize that.
Yes, indeed.
I guess that's when was the Gold Glove was only one.
No, here's a line drive, and that's going to be the first hit of the night. Fly ball hit toward right center. Dexter Fowler on with a 2-out single, and Carpenter will bat. No, that was a Cy Young Award that they only gave 1 out. That was all the way up into the mid-'60s when they finally decided we're not doing a lot of guys justice, so they gave 1 out in the American, 1 in the National like they do now. But the Gold Glove was always Gold Glove, 2 teams.
In both leagues.
Mm-hmm. Matt Carpenter has struck out. He's also been hit by a pitch. So the pitch count now for Sonny Gray is 93. And a check swing. And if you operate on the assumption he can get Carpenter out, he still would probably be around for only 1 more inning.
Yes.
I
don't know how much you can push it past
the
100 mark. If you're in the middle of May, yeah, you probably can, but we're not. We're in the middle of August.
Dexter Fowler, he runs occasionally. He's attempted 8. He has been successful 6 times. And that one's pulled foul. The ball to strike. During your next trip to the ballpark, visit concession stands for the Kroger meal deal, which includes a hot dog, a Coke, a Mission Salsa Verde tortilla chips, and during this homestand, David sunflower seeds. Be sure to pick up David sunflower seeds at Kroger stores throughout Reds country. We are witnessing a good one tonight, the opener of 4 between the Reds and the Cardinals. A 0-0 game here in the top of the 5th inning. Runner goes, and the throw down, and not in time. They have been perfect tonight, and they're stealing more off of Sonny Gray than they are Tucker Barnhart. That's the 3rd stolen base the Cardinals have had. Wong successful in the 2nd. Ozuna in the 4th, and now Fowler here in the 5th.
Sonny has that big leg kick, and that gives the runners that have some speed a couple of extra steps, and that really cuts down on any throw to second base.
So again, they have somebody in scoring position. Carpenter waves at that pitch, and that is strikeout number 10.
Wow. For
Sonny Gray in 5 innings. 10 of the 15 outs. He is sent back to the dugout, bat in hand. Still, no score on the Cincinnati. This is outside by right-hander Michael Wacha, who over 4 has given the Reds 3 hits, all singles. Has not walked a batter. And splits the heart of the plate with that pitch to draw even a 1-1 strike. Want to send along a happy birthday greeting tonight. Bill Weber, 68 years old, and looks every bit of it. Bill, congratulations on a great birthday today, and I'm sure you're being wined and dined by all of your friends, those that you have. Hope it's been a very, very good day. Bill Weber, 68 years old today. 2 balls and 1 strike as Wacha rocks and deals, and it's swung on and grounded into right, and that's a base hit. So Iglesias 2 for 2 tonight. That was a hard ground ball between Colton Wong and Paul Goldschmidt. And now Tucker Barnhart will stand in. Keeping an eye on that on-deck circle. Sonny Gray has yet to emerge from the dugout. I can't imagine in a game like this that David Bell would not send him out there to try and get through 6 innings, and he's moving out of the dugout now and into the on-deck circle. Here's Barnhart, and here is Wacha. And it's high, ball 1. No runs, 4 hits for the Reds. No runs, 1 hit for the St. Louis Cardinals.
The Reds have Robert Stevenson warming in the bullpen at the moment.
There's a foul ball. You were asking the question about Pete Rose and Gold Gloves. He won 2, and both of them were as an outfielder. "17 All-Star appearances at an unequal 5 different positions. That is serious." 1-1 pitch, Noah throw on to first, second base, left field, right field, third base, and first base.
That's why when you said some consider him the greatest player in franchise history, I said Pete Rose.
Yeah, but I think Frank Robinson won about 4,700 Gold Gloves. Greatest hitter?
He couldn't play second, though.
No, he had to ever put him there. Throw to first again.
Couldn't play third.
Pete might be listening tonight. Pete, you know I still love you, though, baby boy.
He's walking around now trying to fix that hat. Because you know he's got it on. The big white one.
Absolutely.
They can get.
1 ball and 1 strike. Waka pitches. Oh, he hit him. He might have hit him in the head. That helmet came off, and Yadier Molina quickly reacted to him, but now Tucker bounces up as if he were shot out of a cannon and goes down to first base. But the Reds, one of the Reds trainers, Tomas Vera, gets to him right now, and David Bell is coming onto the scene at first base in a minute.
Well, it caught the helmet. It caught the ear flap of the helmet, and I think that's why Molina jumped the way that he did, because not only did it hit the flap of the helmet, it knocked the helmet off.
Boy, that scares, quite honestly, the hell out of you.
Well, the lifesaver there, Marty, was the little bit of piece that goes around towards the mouth.
Right.
If that's not there, he takes it off the chin or off the jaw.
Well, apparently he's fine, because Tomas Vera and David Bell head back to the dugout, and with 2 on and nobody out, Sonny Gray meets briefly with third base coach J.R. House, and now will climb in. And
They're not. Most of the helmets don't have that. And that little extension coming from the ear back down towards the jaw, that saves Tucker Barnhart.
tough position here for Sonny Gray to be in. You got 2 guys on base. Iglesias runs okay. Tucker not so much. Take a perfect bunt here, and he takes the bat away, and that pitch didn't come close to being a strike.
He almost threw that where Molina couldn't catch it.
Now a big meeting on the mound as Yadier Molina goes out, and they encircle Michael Wacha, the entire Cardinal infield. And again, Sonny Gray meets verbally with J.R. House. Keeping an eye on Tucker Barnhart, who appears to be fine. So a threat underway here. This is the first time that the Reds have posed any kind of threat in this game, with 2 on and none out.
Trying to bunt this to the third baseman,
Exactly.
Carpenter.
Here's a bluff by Wacha back towards second. So base runners are on his mind, as well as his opposite number, Sonny Gray.
And especially as close as Goldschmidt is playing. He's almost even with the mound.
Yep. Now the pause in the pitch and a bunt, and it's picked up by Wacha. Only play will be to first.
He killed it right off the end of the bat. That's perfect.
That's as good a bunt. He's probably, without any question, the best bunter on this team.
He's the best bunter that we've had in Cincinnati, and I don't know how long. And he's from the American League.
That's exactly right.
That's 11.
He rarely has been asked to bunt where he did not get down a bunt. On top of that, a good bunt. So it goes 1-4 at second, with Iglesias going to third and Barnhart to second. And now it's incumbent upon the top of the batting order to get 1 or more runners in. Senzel is grounded out to Carpenter at third, and then was a strikeout victim. That one bounces up there, and Yadier able to knock it down.
The only person in the National League that has more sacrifice bunts than Sonny Gray would be Clayton Kershaw. And you got to be around a lot to have the opportunity to sacrifice bunt.
How about his start yesterday?
Kershaw? He's pretty good.
Punch out the first 7. 1 ball and no strikes. Senzel tried to make it happen here in the 5th, and he swings and taps it foul at 3rd. 1 ball and 1 strike. Reds tried to crack the 0-0 score here in the bottom of inning number 5. A base hit to right by Iglesias. Barnhart hit. Gray gets down an outstanding bunt. And Senzel, he's a big bat right now with 1 out. Waka sights the sign, the glance over at 3rd, and now onto the plate. And that's a bouncer up the middle, and it's Wong, and he throws to the plate, not in time, and they don't get it out.
That's not a good play.
Not a good play at all for Colton Wong. You got to have better judgment than that. It would have taken a minor miracle to get the out on that play.
He made a phenomenal play with the glove, and I shouldn't say that was not a good play. It was not a good decision on Wong's part. He got to the ball quickly. He made a phenomenal fielding play, but he had no chance to get the runner at the plate.
So that's a 1-0 ball game. Cincinnati fielder's choice RBI for Nick Senzel, and on top of that, Barnhart goes to 3rd, and now here is Josh Van Meter, who is singled in 2 at-bats. He went the other way against Waka his last time up and singled sharply into left. That pitch is on the inner part of the plate above the knees for a strike. Right-hander John Brebbia is warming in the Cardinal bullpen. Robert Stevenson continues to throw in the Reds pen. On to first, and Senzel back. Nick drives in his 37th run of the season. Van Meter. Playing at first base tonight, replacing Joey Votto. I would imagine Joey will be back tomorrow night. That's a ground ball to first, backhanded by Goldschmidt. He comes to the plate. They've got Barnhart hung up. And the throw to 3rd, and Carpenter applies the tag. So a nice, polite 1 bouncer hit to first base made it rather easy for Paul Goldschmidt and the rest of the Cardinal defense. That goes 1-3 to 5. Or goes, 3 to 2 to 5. And the Reds have him at first and second as the inning continues for Eugenio Suarez. Now Suarez with a single and a fly ball to right. Reds have taken a 1-0 lead in the 5th inning and hope they're not done yet, but it would take a 2-out hit or something of that ilk in order to score some more. The right-hander flinging it toward the plate, and that was a swing and a miss, and he was trying to make it 4-0. Suarez settles back in the box. Senzel second, Van Meter first. The pitch. Up and in. 1-1. Western and Southern Financial Group wants to strike out cancer all season long. Every time a Reds pitcher strikes out a batter, Western and Southern will make a donation to the Barrett Cancer Center. As Western and Southern says, when it comes to fighting cancer, we are all in this one together. 1 ball and 1 strike on the Reds' third baseman, He takes it in, and he gets ahead in the count. Two balls and one strike. Slight bend at the waist to check out the sign from Yadier Molina. The kick, the pitch, that's taken for a strike.
Boy, that was a late call.
From Ortiz.
It was a strike. It just was a late call.
2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 on, 2 out, a run in. Waka has slowed things down quite a bit. Now he's ready to come right back to the Reds' third baseman, and here it is, and he fouls it off. Tomorrow night at 7:10, it'll be Luis Castillo against Adam Wainwright. Anthony DeSclafani and Miles Michaelis get together on Saturday. Alex Wood versus Jack Flaherty on Sunday. The Cardinals throwing 4 right-handers against the Reds, and of course, Alex Wood, the lone left-hander, in the Reds rotation will pitch the wind-up game with Trevor Bauer due to get the ball in the opener on Monday night against the San Diego Padres. Meanwhile, the battle continues here between Michael Wacha and Eugenio Suarez. Senzel at second, Van Meter at first, and now Suarez backs off. Time is called, and now another meeting will take place at the mound as Molina meets Wacha about halfway, joined at the mound now by shortstop DeYoung and second baseman the Wong. Meeting now breaks off. You're in the position the Cardinals are in right now. One pitch can make a major difference. So,
and I think that's why Molina is just trying to make sure that both he and Wacha are on the same page, not just from what finger you put down, but from a confidence standpoint.
So back to work now with the count staying at 2-2. The right-hander with a long hold, and he's pitching, and he misses inside. It's a 3-2 count. So there will be action on the base paths now. 2 down in the inning, 3-2 the count. Walker sets for the payoff pitch. And here it comes. And he loops it into center, and that's a hit. And that's going to make it a 2-0 ball game, and a big 2-out single by Eugenio Suarez. He drives home the second run of the inning as Senzel scores and Van Meter goes to third, and the Reds have a 2-0 lead.
Like a changeup that stayed up and out over. Suarez didn't kill it, but he hit it in the perfect spot.
That'll bring up Aristides Aquino, who is grounded to third and fouled out to first.
But now you got to throw him a strike.
Yes, sir.
You can't dance around the zone this time.
Walker's first pitch to the rookie outfielder. And that's in the dirt. And the ball gets away from Molina, enabling Suarez to go to second. That'll be a wild pitch. He bounced that one. So now they're at second and third with 2 out and 2 runs in. And on the base hit by Suarez, not only does Senzel score, but Van Meter comes around to third. And now they have him at second and third, and they're going to go ahead and intentionally walk Aquino and take their chances with Phillip Ervin. Obviously not a popular decision as far as the Reds fans are concerned.
I think what is even more interesting is that Phillip Ervin is going to stay. They're not switching him out for Jesse Winker here. He's staying in the ball game to swing the bat in a biggest spot yet in this ball game.
Now a 78-pitch game for Michael Wacha. And he bounces that ball up there. He doesn't have nearly the command that he had in the 4 previous innings. You understand the circumstances evolving around this inning and the fact the Reds have scored twice, and the wild pitch then forces a decision from manager Mike Schilt to intentionally walk Aquino and fill the bases. And Ervin could really put a hurting on him here with a hit. The 1-0 coming. And it's in the air and will end the inning. High fly ball headed toward Dexter Fowler and right, and the side retired. The Reds scored twice.
5 innings in the book for Sonny Gray, 97 pitches, and the Reds will go to the bullpen, and they will bring on right-hander Robert Stevenson. Stevenson coming on for the 42nd time.
He'll be facing 3, 4, and 5, and that'll be Paul Goldschmidt, Marcell Ozuna, and Paul DeYoung. 5 innings, a 1-hit shutout baseball for Sonny Gray. 3 walks and 10 strikeouts and a hit batter. And now here's Goldschmidt and here's Stevenson, and the pitch is taken for a strike. He would never say, but I bet the ranch that David Bell is going to this bullpen with some degree of trepidation. You're talking about negotiating through 4 more innings with only a 2-0 lead, and that bullpen has not been good at all lately. There's a swing and a miss. Goldschmidt is lined to center. He was a big strikeout to leave the bases loaded in the 3rd inning. And foul ball straight back. If you're listening tonight on your car or truck radio, please remember to buckle your safety belt. This message brought to you by the Ohio Department of Public Safety. If you're not buckled up, what's holding you back? Stevenson, ball tucked behind his right hip. Secures the sign, delivers, and it's upstairs for a ball. The only hit the Cardinals have been able to get tonight was that 2-out base hit into right center. Dexter Fowler got it in the last inning. The Cardinals had runners in scoring position in the 3rd, and the 4th, and the 5th. And on every occasion, Gray was able to rise to the occasion. Here's a foul ball out of play. Of course, the Reds made all kinds of moves today. They optioned Sal Romano to Louisville. Jared Hughes was placed on waivers, and it might be in record time. Was claimed almost immediately by the Philadelphia Phillies. Here's a 1-2 pitch. That's in the dirt. Matt Bowman, who we've seen earlier this year, called back up from Louisville. And Joel Kuhnel, a young man who was not even on the Reds' radar. In fact, David Bell said, to his knowledge, he pitched maybe 1 inning as a backup pitcher in spring training all spring. And he went to Louisville, and he's had a masterful season, prompting his call up to the big league club today for the very first time. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him to chase. There's the 11th strikeout.
I smell it already.
We smell it already. The wafting, delicious smell from the back of the radio booth of the La Rosa's Pepperoni Pizza. And as we speak, Tommy Thrall is doing a dance around the pizza box. That's not very nice what you just did. Here's Marcell Ozuna. 11 punch outs. That means La Rosa's Pizza. Swing and a miss. He has struck out. He's also had a walk and a stolen base. The 0-1 pitch. And a swing and a miss. Tell you one thing, this guy doesn't get shortchanged now. He's up there wailing.
Yeah, but he missed that by 3 feet.
Oh, he did.
I mean,
Behind in the count, 0-2. And Stevenson slow come down to the belt. Fly ball foul off first base. The Cubbies tried to avoid being swept by the Philadelphia Phillies in Philadelphia, are leading in that game, and it's still relatively early. It's a 3-0 ball game in favor of the Cubbies. Now it's 5-0 early. No, they're at the top of the 7th inning. And the Cubs look like they're on their way to avoid a 3-game sweep. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Two up, two down, and Paul DeYoung, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Indians are beating up tonight on the Yankees, 12-2 at Yankee Stadium. Here's a pitch. Call strike. Jose Ramirez having a big game tonight at Yankee Stadium. He is 2 for 2 with 6 RBIs. He's hit 2 home runs. You talk about a second half. That guy couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat the first half of the season. But, I mean, his bat has been as hot as any hitter in Major League Baseball. High foul fly down the right field line. Hits a person disguised as an empty seat and then bounces back onto the field. I'll tell you one thing. The Indians would be a team that I would lay awake at night worrying about if I had to face them in the postseason. Because they can run some serious. You're not kidding, boy. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That's a foul ball. Shane Bieber pitching better than anybody in their rotation right now. You got the Clevenger kid. You got Corey Kluber coming back soon. It would be not fun. And their offense has really come to life simply because Ramirez has caught fire after a half season of complete disappointment. And I'll tell you what, Yasiel Puig has helped him some. The 0-2 pitch. Up the middle, but a routine ground ball for Galvis. His throw to first, and a good inning.
Commander Tyler Webb will come out of the bullpen for the Cardinals. Webb coming on for the 47th time. He's got some pretty good numbers. 0-1 record with a 3.51 ERA. He's only allowed 26 hits in his 41 innings.
Let me ask you something.
Yes, sir. I would not do that.
Yes, you would. Yes, you would. Now, if you and Ashley were at a ball game and they put you on cam, you would not do that.
No, I would not put tissue up in my nose.
I don't mean that.
Oh, what were you talking about?
Kiss your wife.
Oh, I would do that.
Oh, you would? Okay.
Yeah.
Would you put a tissue and leave it sticking in your nose?
Tissue up in my nose and just let it hang out like that.
Okay.
That's not a good look.
Well, we're on the same page. Freddie Galvis takes a strike. I think I might take a tissue and
I don't think so.
Have Tommy Thrall take a picture of me. Or maybe I could talk Jim Day into it. Here's a liner into left, base hit. That would, in and of itself, be one of my finest hours if I could figure out a way to talk him into doing it and then posting for the picture when he knows it's going on Instagram in the next 5 minutes.
5 seconds.
As quick as I can type it. Well, I put a couple on there tonight while we were sitting here in the booth. Leadoff single by Galvis. Here's Iglesias. All he's done is go 2 for 2 tonight, but that was against the starter Michael Wacha, and now the left-hander Webb throws over to first. Don't think for 1 minute now that Galvis won't take a chance at stealing a base. Reds have a 2-run lead. That big, wide, enticing openness on the right side of the infield for a man who lives by going the other way, and he takes a strike. Speaking of,
He's ready.
here's the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball missing. Jim Day just walked into our booth. We were talking about, we saw a guy on Kiss Cam. He and his girl were sitting there, and they wouldn't kiss. I know you and Stephanie would, and I know Jeff and Ashley would, and Amanda and I certainly would. But the guy turned around, and he had a tissue that he had hanging out of this. Would you pose for a picture for me like that?
No, but if I did, you'd be the one taking it.
He said no, but I'm sure you'd be the one taking it if I did. I got a couple of candid shots of you in the, okay. People love them. Some of the comments they make would touch my heart if they were talking about me. Iglesias with a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Freddie Galvis over at first, leading against Goldschmidt and drawing another throw. Fans, during this series, a donation is being made for every strikeout by Reds pitching to the Free Store Food Bank as part of the Strikeout Hunger Series, all thanks to Kroger. The Kroger Zero Hunger, Zero Waste program has a goal to end hunger in our communities and eliminate food waste. Learn more at the Kroger Company. That's thekrogerco.com. Thekrogercompany.com. Foul ball back, 1-2 and holding.
All right, folks, let's have a little Ask Marty time. This is where we ask the Hall of Famer to give his thoughts on any subject, baseball or non-baseball, always presented by CBTS. And tonight's question comes from Jonesy_BT.
Foul ball, Jonesy_BT.
Jonesy wants to know, Marty,
Yes, Jonesy.
when I see pics of you or in interviews, you always have some of the nicest shirts. Where do you get them from, and what brand are they?
Well, so does Brantley, by the way. But most of mine come from Blaine's. That's a store in Montgomery. There's a swing and a foul ball back, and it'll be a Molina ball to play unless Goldschmidt gets it, and he does in foul ground. And Goldschmidt never even turned around and looked to see what Galvis was doing, and he was on his way to second, and Freddie was able to get back easily because Goldschmidt did not look. Yeah, that would be, for the most part, Blaine's men's store, Robert Graham, then other brands, Bugatti. Thomas Dean, and there are a whole host of others. Can you think of any more?
Oh, Thomas Dean was the last one I was thinking of.
Tucker Barnhart stands in and takes a ball.
Trying to think if there was one other one that both of us had. I think that's it.
Yeah, they're the most important ones. I got a whole bunch of other different shirt brands.
Colorful and comfy.
Yes. Count is a 2-ball, no-strike count on Barnhart. Jose Peraza has moved on deck, ostensibly to bat for Robert Stevenson, and Michael Lorenzen is warming in the Reds bullpen. He jams him at a ground ball hit to the first base side, picked up by Webb, and he throws to Goldschmidt. You talk about getting in somebody's kitchen, and he did.
Heavy-duty cutter right there.
Yep. So Peraza will bat with Galvis at second now. He moves up on the ground out.
Folks, if you'd like to suggest a topic for Ask Marty, tweet your question using the hashtag AskMarty, or you can send it via email at redzoneradio@reds.com. Thanks to the folks at CVTS, Technology Solutions for Business.
David Bell out talking with plate umpire Roberto Ortiz. I can't imagine what this could be about. But he is carrying on what has become a rather lengthy conversation. Can you imagine what this could be about?
I do not know. But it's a good technique to throw a young pitcher off their game,
Yeah,
whatever it might be.
And now Tim Timmons, the crew chief who's operating behind third base tonight, comes walking in. He's given this duo of Bell and Ortiz long enough, and now he's going to come in to find out exactly what the substance of this conversation's all about. And the conversation continues. And they're still talking, and now they break it off. It's going to be interesting to find out what that was all about. So now, after that, it'll be Jose Peraza coming to the plate, and now Yadier Molina having a conversation with Ortiz as Mike Schilt bounces out of the dugout, and he points toward the bullpen, and he wants to make a pitching change. So after all of that results at the end of the day in a pitching change being made by the Cardinals, who have made a call to the bullpen.
Right-hander Junior Fernandez coming on for only the third time here in 2019. Made his major league debut just this past Sunday against Pittsburgh, and he allowed 2 runs in 2/3 of an inning. He did strike out a couple of batters, and he will go to work against, it appears, Jose Peraza will stay in the ball game to face the right-hander.
That he will, and Fernandez has now concluded his warm-ups, and Peraza will bat with Freddie Galvis at second, 2 out. Right-hander bends low at the waist to sight the sign, and the right-handed batting Fernandez trying to get an out to end the inning, and Peraza trying to get a hit that would extend the Reds' lead by 1 more run. 1 ball and no strikes.
That is a cool-looking moon off the top of the pilot house there.
Sure is, isn't it?
Makes you think Halloween is right around the corner.
Or vampires out, werewolves. Swing and a miss. You know all about that, don't you?
I do. We call them werewolves.
You don't like scary movies, do you?
It depends. I don't like those. Well, no.
I think.
But I like werewolf and vampire movies.
You do?
I do. I just don't like those ones that, you know what I mean.
I know what you're talking about. 1-1 pitch. Fouled out, a play down the right field line. Fernandez, young man out of Santo Domingo Centro in the Dominican Republic, now makes his home in Port St. Lucie. He was signed by the Cardinals as a non-drafted free agent in July of 2014. And prior to this season, had never tasted what big league life is all about. He's moved around considerably in the Cardinal farm system. Getting a shot now to prove he's capable of getting people out up here. Foul ball. Now look at that. They took a cue from you, pal, and took a shot at this incredibly attractive moon with clouds around the outer edges of it.
Looks a little smoky.
It does. That's a very good way of putting it. Galvis bouncing off the bag. Fly ball into left. Will hang up. And Ozuna makes a catch to end the inning. We move to the top.
Lorenzen turns it loose, and he misses inside with a fastball. Lorenzen coming on for the 57th time. No wins, 3 losses for Lorenzen, a 3.49 ERA. And Lorenzen trying to right the ship out of the bullpen. Last couple of times out have been a bit difficult from a control perspective for the Reds right-hander. 1 ball, no strike count here to Molina. Jam shot foul to the right side, out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Molina, left-handed hitting Colton Wong, and Randy Arozarena. Molina 0 for 2 against Sonny Gray to begin this ball game. Of course, there weren't too many batters putting the ball in play against Sonny Gray. Ground ball to third. Suarez has it. He will throw in time. 1 down. Gray with 10 strikeouts in his 5 innings of scoreless baseball here tonight. Robert Stevenson comes on to pitch a scoreless 6 and passes the baton on to Michael Lorenzen here in the 7th. Lorenzen with a first batter out, a ground ball to third off the bat of Yadier Molina, and here's Colton Wong. Wong has walked and grounded to first base. 0 for 1 here tonight. And Lorenzen turns it loose, swing and a miss. Good changeup. Just under the outside corner, and Wong way out in front. Two 2-0 Reds lead this one. Cardinals with only 1 hit here in the ball game, and a fastball catches the inside corner, and Lorenzen quickly ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. Wong choking up a bit on the bat, and he swings through a fastball tailing away. He just ran out of bat on that pitch. 2 down for Lorenzen. That is now the 13th Cardinal to be retired via the strikeout. And Arozarena steps in. He has struck out both times at the plate here tonight. And tries to bunt, and he bunts right through it for strike 1. Suarez playing well back at third, and as Arozarena bunted through the Lorenzen offering, he looked right at Suarez to see if he was going to pull in. He did not. And the 0-1 pitch. Slider off the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Arozarena only in his 2nd big league game, and he takes a fastball that is called a ball that crossed right over the inside corner. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Lorenzen trying to retire the side in order, and he pulls a fastball off the outside edge, and it's 3-1 now to Arozarena. The 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Threw that one right by him. A high fastball, big swing by the Cardinal center fielder, but he comes up empty. 3 ball, 2 strike count. Lorenzen back to the plate, and a ground ball up the middle, fielded by Freddie Galvis. The throw in time, and that is 3 up. New pitcher for the Cardinals is right-hander Ryan Helsley. Helsley will come on. He takes over for Junior Fernandez, who got the final out of Peraza in the 6th. Tommy Edman will now take over in right field as Dexter Fowler moves to center field. And Arozarena is out of the ball game. He will now have the pitcher spot in the number 8 position in the order. And Senzel, first pitch from Helsley, swings right over the top of it. Breaking ball, strike right on the inside corner. So Helsley jumps quickly ahead of Senzel, no balls and 2 strikes. Molina sets on the inside corner. The pitch, swing and a miss. 98-mile-an-hour heater upstairs. And Senzel dispensed on strikes, 1 down. Here's Josh Van Meter. Tonight's Toyota Tundra Home Run Challenge contestant, that is William Makita from right here in Cincinnati. And if a home run hit by a Reds player during tonight's game hits the Toyota sign, that's located out in right center field between the PNC Power Stacks. Well, William, you'll win a brand new 2019 Tundra, all courtesy of your Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Toyota dealers. William Makita from right here in Cincinnati. Good luck. Breaking ball strike over the inside corner here to Van Meter. Helsley's come out of this Cardinal bullpen throwing bullseyes. And he misses with that breaking ball, the first ball from Helsley. That'll even the count here to Van Meter, a ball and a strike. Reds trying to add to their 2-0 lead. 6 hits, 2 runs for the Reds. 1 hit, no runs for the Cardinals here in the 7th. Strike over the outside corner. Helsley has got some kind of giddy up to that fastball. 98, 99 with a little bit of run to it as well. One ball, 2 strike count to Van Meter. Fouled to the left side, up into the second deck. Van Meter just trying to fight off that 99-mile-an-hour fastball. One ball, 2 strike count. Van Meter 1 for 3 on the night, as he has played first base from the get-go, as Votto was scratched with back tightness early in this ball game. Breaking ball fouled back behind home plate. And Van Meter stays alive. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Suarez waiting on deck. Van Meter just a bit of lean back as he settles at the plate. Waiting on Helsley. The pitch. Fouled again to the left side, out of play. Van Meter hanging right in there. He's down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes, but he is continuing to battle the right-hander Ryan Helsley. 1 ball, 2 strike count. The pitch. Ground ball, right side. Colton Wong has it. He'll throw in time. 2 down. Eugenio Suarez, a 2-out batter. Lorenzen retired the Cardinals in order in the top of this inning. And the new right-hander out of the Cardinal bullpen, Ryan Helsley, trying to do the same. Suarez 2 for 3 tonight. Big RBI single back in the 2-run 5th for the Reds, and he fouls that one to the right side, out of play. Oh, 1 count here to Suarez. Molina back to the outside corner. The pitch, and it's up and away, a breaking ball. I think Molina thought he had a strike there. One count now to Suarez. Helsley, the kick, the pitch. And there's a breaking ball on the inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Suarez looking for his 3rd hit of the night. Helsley, the step back, the kick, the pitch. Swing and a miss. He strikes out Suarez. 2 of the 3 batters held
around after the game for a spectacular post-game fireworks show with a soundtrack from the Grateful Dead presented by Great American Insurance Group. For tickets, visit reds.com/150. Tommy Edman, part of a double switch. He's batting in the number 9 spot. Michael Lorenzen works to him, and he's below the knees for a ball. Last time we saw this club, Edman was a regular.
He was playing third base.
Yes, he was, filling in for the injured Matt Carpenter, and now coming off the Cardinal bench. .258 batter with 4 homers and 17 runs batted in, a left-hand batter, and Lorenzen falls behind 2-0. Needing a strike, Lorenzen pours at plateward and cannot get it. 3 balls and no strikes. They respect the speed of Edman. That's the reason why Suarez is about 3 or 4 steps in on the grass at third. Don't want to walk the leadoff batter here. There's a call strike, 3-1. Sonny Gray pitched 5 shutout innings. Robert Stevenson, a very good 1-2-3-6. Lorenzen the same in the 7th. And now working in the 8th, the 3-1 pitch. And that one's lifted out of play. And a full count. 25th Annual Rubber Duck Regatta benefiting the Free Store Food Bank is Sunday, September 1st. Buy your ducks at rubberduckregatta.org or at Kroger locations, and you could win the grand prize of a new 2019 Honda CR-V. Three balls and 2 strikes. The payoff pitch. He walked him, and I missed a mile.
Well, what the Reds are trying to do is use Lorenzen and Raisel Iglesias, who is throwing at the moment, to get the final 6 outs of this ball game. But I'm sure that manager David Bell would rather Lorenzen get some of those 6 outs than going to the closer Iglesias for the final 6.
Yep. So having walked Tommy Edman, this is a very, very big batter right here at Dexter Fowler. Fowler's been on twice and striking out in the first inning, one of those times with a hit, and he fouls. In fact, he had the first hit of the game for the Cardinals, and that was in the 5th inning with 2 out. He singled. Fowler back in the box, a .246 batter with some pop, 13 home runs, 40 runs batted in. Lorenzen readies himself on the mound, long hold, pitching, and that's a strike. Fowler started the night in right field, but then moved over to center when they double switched, and Tommy Edman came on to play right field. Now the strike 2 offering, and he started and stopped.
Oh,
Ball and 2 strikes.
I thought he went, but I'm up here.
I could tell by that groan of disappointment.
Maybe not. Got a little better luck. Sorry, folks.
We extend to you apology, third base umpire Tim Timmons. Now the 1-2, and that's a swing and a miss. No question about that one. He chased an off-speed pitch up and away. That's a 14th strikeout by Reds pitchers tonight. Sonny Gray had 10 of them. Robert Stevenson 2 in the 6th. Lorenzen 1 each so far in the 7th and here in the 8th.
Now, if indeed the Reds had 22 strikeouts in a ball game, will they bring us 2 pitches?
Oh, absolutely.
Solid.
Yeah. Here's a high fly ball into left field. Phillip Ervin is under, and he'll put it away for out number 2. That brings up Paul Goldschmidt, who is lined to center and struck out twice. This reminder, watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB At-Bat Premium, allowing you to stream live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. The obligatory...
Right-hander Raisel Iglesias is on, and Goldschmidt is up.
And Goldschmidt, as we mentioned, 0 for 3 tonight. So Michael Lorenzen works an inning in 2/3. The runner at first base, obviously his responsibility, and Goldschmidt sends a high fly ball headed towards center field, and Nick Senzel, and Iglesias throws one pitch, and that ends the inning. After 7.5, it's the Reds 2 and the Cardinals nothing on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network. Reds coming to bat for what they hope will be the final time tonight, and it is Aristides Aquino to hit off of Ryan Helsley to begin the bottom of the 8th. And Aquino hits it hard, but backhanded by shortstop DeYoung. One pitch, and on the throw, 1 out. This reminder, the celebration continues Saturday with the Johnny Bench 150 Series bobblehead presented by John Morrell. This Hall of Famer is the second of 2 bobbleheads representing the Riverfront Stadium era. Joe Morgan, of course, was number 1. For additional information on the 150th bobblehead series and for tickets to see the Reds and the Cardinals, that's a 7:10 start on Saturday night. Visit Reds.com/150. 1 out, Phillip Ervin, who has gone 0 for 2 with a walk. Ball 1. Ervin now, Galvis in a moment. If you're wondering about the 9th inning, what Iglesias is looking at when he goes back to the mound. Here's a line drive down the left field line. That's a fair ball, rattling around in the left field corner, and Irvin scooting into second base with a stand-up double. Seventh two-base hit of the year for the Reds outfielder. That 9th inning for the Cardinals will be made up of Ozuna, DeYoung, and Molina. So 1 out, 2-base hit. Here's Freddie Galvis, who singled to left in the 6th. Switch hitter going up there to bat left-handed. I'll tell you one thing, this guy brings a whole lot of good things to a ball club. He's got power, he can play and play extremely well the shortstop position, can slide over to play second. He's a switch hitter. Be interesting to see how this whole Freddie Galvis saga plays out as far as the Reds are concerned in the future. And there's a bluff by Helsley. Let's check out that Cincinnati Bell trivia question again. What major league team was the first to have a woman be its majority owner? A, the Reds, B, the Mets, or C, the Cardinals? You said
A, Reds. I'm betting on Marge.
There's a call strike. So Marge Schott would be your answer.
That's my guess.
That's a bad one.
That's a bad one?
Yeah. The answer is C.
The Cardinals?
In 1911, Helen Hathaway.
1911.
Yeah. I was not even around then. The 0-1 pitch to Galvis. Foul ball. In 1911, Helen Hathaway Britton became the first woman to own a Major League Baseball team when she inherited ownership of the Cardinals upon the death of her uncle, Stanley Robinson.
That's weak.
Britton sold her ownership interest to St. Louis businessman Sam Breeden in that never-to-be-forgotten year of 1917.
1911.
Helen Hathaway Britton. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Foul ball. I bet you if you went down to that Cardinal dugout right now.
Not a soul.
Thank you.
Be anything aware of them. Anything could happen in 1911.
And it would be a simple question. What does Helen Hathaway Britton mean to you?
That would mean going back to the B Encyclopedia Britannica that you used to sell door to door.
Boy, did that show my age or not when I dropped.
Oh,
I
was
felt
so
like a
good.
fool.
That was outstanding. That little girl in the front row looked at me like, what's he talking about?
That's exactly right. High pop-up foul behind third.
But I gave her the definition of today's Encyclopedia Britannica, and that would be Wikipedia.
That would be Wikipedia all day. What a great website that is.
Well,
I contribute money to those people every year.
I love it.
I really do. I think they perform a service. I mean, there is all you got to do, and it's a free service, and they ask for donations during the course of a year, once a year, to keep it going and continue to be vibrant and adding information all the time. All you got to do is search for somebody's name or something, and you're going to get information like you can't believe. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, chasing a high fastball, and Galvis is gone, and the two-out batter would be Jose Iglesias. That's three strikeouts now for Helsley. Iglesias has singled twice, and he's popped up.
I guess in the next few years I'll get used to this,
What?
of a pitcher taking a card out of the back of his pocket and looking at it and then shoving it back in there when a batter comes to the plate.
First pitch inning, ground ball short and out. The throw took Goldschmidt off the bag, but he was able to grab it and swipe tag Iglesias when he went by, and that will end the inning, I think. David Bell says, nope, we're good. All right, and it'll be Marcell Ozuna settling in to hit off Iglesias, who came on to relieve Michael Lorenzen with a runner at first and two out in the eighth. Through one pitch to Goldschmidt, he flied to Senzel in center, and now the right-hander starts from scratch, and the pitch misses in, a ball. Strikeout of the second, walk and a stolen base in the fourth, strikeout in the sixth. And a strike to even the count, 1-1. Fans at Kroger, it's easy to place your order online and pick up at the store. Try it tomorrow at Kroger.com. And that's a strike. So after missing with an off-speed pitch in, Iglesias comes back to throw back-to-back strikes to get ahead of Ozuna. And just misses high. 2-2 with Paul DeJong on deck. And now a 3-2 count.
That one almost got Ozuna. He was leaning out there for the slider, and that baby ran up and in.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Last inning, Michael Lorenzen walked the leadoff batter, but that turned out just fine. And here's a roller foul at home plate with a count holding at 3-2. Don't forget, Saturday is part of the Ohio Lottery post-game concert series. One of Tommy Thrall's favorite groups, AJR, will perform a live concert from the field after the Reds take on the Cardinals. For tickets to see the Reds in action and a live performance by AJR, visit reds.com/concerts. That is Saturday night. And that is ball 4. A leadoff walk. Fifth walk allowed tonight by Reds pitching, and now you really got to bear down. You got a guy here who can bust this bad boy out of the ballpark. 20 home runs have been hit this season by Paul DeJong, the first Cardinal shortstop ever to have multiple 20 home run seasons. That's in the history of this franchise. They got a break in the action while Ozuna, what the heck is he doing down there?
Well, he doesn't just have one sliding glove. He has a sliding glove on both hands.
Well, they had to call timeout. That ought to count as a trip to the mound.
Well, once you put that first one on, it's kind of hard to get a grip on the other one to slide it on.
Well, you should have asked Kyle Farmer. He'd have helped him. Here's DeYoung. Ball one.
He basically has on 2 oven mitts.
That's what it looks like. That's exactly what it looks like. Those things run about 3/4 of the way up his arm, stopping just below his elbow.
Any good cook will tell you don't put the both oven mitts on. You can't get the oven open. And then you're just stuck. Thing burns all up.
He's got both of them on. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike, and it should be said in his defense that he missed 28 games because of fractured fingers on one hand. So whether or not that, probably from a psychological standpoint, that probably helps him more than it really protects him. 1-1 to count on DeYoung, and that's a foul ball. One and two. The Reds have not turned a double play tonight. Right now would be as good a time as any. DeYoung has banged into 11 of them this season. Iglesias, a quick look over his left shoulder, now straightens up and works, and that's a strikeout swinging. Breaking ball got him. That's 15 strikeouts now for Reds pitching, and this bullpen, this pitching staff leads Major League Baseball in total strikeouts, and tonight is about as good an example of why that is so. One down, and here's Yadier Molina. Fly ball, strikeout, ground out. And look out now. He was getting ready to take off to second. Ozuna was, and out of the corner of his eye, Iglesias sensed motion, and he stepped off. Now, obviously no threat to pick him off because first baseman Farmer playing way off the bag in a defensive position. Now the stretch and the pitch and a swing and a pop-up behind the plate. Coming back Barnhart, he will not have a play. All back in the seats, 0-1. The Reds hang on and win this game. They will be 5-7 on the year against the Cardinals with 3 more here. And then St. Louis will be a stop-off on a 3-city road trip at the end of this month. Chopper hit toward third. Here is Suarez, plants and throws out at first base, with Osuna going to second, and the Cardinals are down to their final out. Well, they're going to continue to swing the bat here in the ninth. It's going to be up to Yadier Molina.
Wong has hit Raisel Iglesias quite well. 7 for 13 in his brief matchups.
He swings, Wong does, at the first pitch and comes up empty. Trying to finish it off, the Reds closer with a runner at second, and it's low. 1 ball and 1 strike. 14,891 turnout for tonight's Titanic struggle. 14,891. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down in the ninth inning. Reds with a 2-run lead. Foul ball is back by Wong. Iglesias steps back on, looks toward the big board up above the second deck and left. Now looks back in for the sign. Ozuna leading at second base. Wong waiting, and he fouls. And the count holds at 1-2 Plate umpire Roberto Ortiz getting a new supply of balls as the ninth inning continues. Tucker Barnhart sends out the sign. A long look by Iglesias. Not seeing something he likes. Now he does. And along with that, as he just starts into his stretch, Colton Wong steps out of the box. Eight and 2/3 innings. The Cardinals have had one hit. And here's a soft liner. And that ball gets by Iglesias. Gets by Suarez and rolls down the line and left, and Wong has doubled. That ball was hit very, very softly. Suarez came toward the bag, reached and reached and reached again, and could not quite come up with the ball. So Wong has another hit off of Iglesias, and this one drives in Ozuna, and Wong goes to second with a tying run.
Yeah, you had the bat boy down, or the ball boy down the left field line, got in a collision with Phillip Ervin as the ball came that way. Ball hit that wall and just stuck there, and Ervin and the ball boy had a little meeting.
Now, pitching coach Johnson on the way to the mound as this thing becomes very, very sticky right now. And that was a ball that you could have almost caught barehanded had you been able to get to it, but it was all about placement. And the Cardinals are still very much alive with 2 outs and now a run home here in the ninth inning. And Matt Wieters, catcher by trade, will come off the Cardinal bench and pinch hit after this meeting at the mound breaks up. Wieters batting .231. He's homered 10 times. He's knocked in 23 runs. Third team he's been with. Most of his career was spent with the Baltimore Orioles. Had some time last year with the Washington Nationals, now a Cardinal. And trying to drive the tying run home from second base. And the pitch. And it's swung on and hit back into center. And waiting on it is Senzel. And this one belongs to the Reds. After a meeting with the pitching coach, Iglesias induces Wieters to hit a routine fly ball to center. The Cardinals score, but that's all they get. And the Reds win the opening game of this 4-game series, a final score of 2-1. We'll be right back.